say, man, I don't know her. She's too quiet.
What up, though? It's your girl, She's Too Quiet, and welcome back to the She's Too Quiet podcast. She's Too Quiet is all about remembering your voice matters. Although you're quiet, people are actually interested in you. They want to know where you go, where you don't go, what you like, and what you don't like. Don't be afraid to use your voice. Your voice matters. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite Netflix series. This is none other than Bridgeton. Calling all Bridgeton fans, please share this podcast. I'm interested in getting feedback on how you feel about the show so far. Part 2 is coming out June 13th. I'm excited about that. So this is very much, high class tea talk right now, okay? Let's talk about it because the first 4 episodes, they know how to reel you in. I'll just tell you that. They know how to reel you in, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen on June 13th. So for those that don't know, Bridgeton, this is a book series written by Julia Quinn, and it has turned into a Netflix series produced by Shonda Rhimes. She produced shows like Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, so she knows what she's doing. And this is her fourth project in regards to the Bridgerton series. First they had season 1 and 2, and then they did a spinoff with Queen Charlotte, and now they're back on the Bridgerton series with season 3. She's really in her bag with this right now. Bridgerton takes place in the Regency era in England. This is around the 1800s. This is all about London's elite society. Okay, so you're talking about queens, there's lords, there's viscounts. I'm telling you, quiz me. Quiz me. I know a lot now about the Regency era in England because of Bridgerton, okay? I'm trying to get their language down. It's amazing. Now, let me tell you why I love Bridgerton. Bridgerton is a love romance type of show. So I'm a lover girl. So I love love. I love the plot. I love the pettiness sometimes that comes out of love. I just love love. And this show hits all the different angles of love. I'm talking about friendship, relationship, family relationship. It is all jam-packed into this series. Now, the first 4 episodes came out last week. So this past weekend, I did a lot of binge watching. I watched this series and then I watched another series called From Scratch. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's another series for the lovers. If you love love, check out From Scratch. Let me tell you, that series, it had my heart each episode. I ain't gonna lie, I cried the whole series. Now that was some deep stuff, and I know that it happens in real life. I'll just give you a little bit about it. These 2 people, they fall in love. I don't know if they weren't in Sicily, but they were in a different country, and they met. She was doing like a little art internship. He was a chef, and they met there, and he came back to the States, and there were some things he was dealing with his family and trying to get acclimated to America because of course he used to live in a different country. So you were able to see all of those hardships that he was going through during that time. Y'all, then this man fell sick. I'ma just stop there. He fell sick, y'all. And I was like, no. Yeah, I'm telling you, emotional roller coaster. Then they tapped into healthcare and the healthcare system and how sometimes there's breaks and this doctor ain't talking to this doctor and what kind of conflict that can cause. It was just so much. It was just so much. So y'all check that out if y'all got some time. Go ahead and watch that. make sure you block some time out because it's a couple episodes. I want to say it's like 6 to 8 episodes, and you're gonna need a box of tissues, your favorite blanket, and dim lighting. So go ahead and put that on your list. Back to Bridgeton. One of the quotes for this particular season is that even a wallflower can bloom. And I was like, yes, I like that. Because right now, one of the characters, her name is Penelope Featherington, she was kind of like the ugly duckling. She stood in the background. She was everyone's friend. You know, she was in the shadows and things like that. Oh, but she coming out now. She's glowing up. She's trying to get a husband. She done got a new look. Put her hair down. Got some nice little waves going on. It ain't them tight curls no more. Penelope said, I'm tired. I'm tired of how y'all think of me. I'm tired of how y'all looking at me. My family getting on my nerves. I need to go ahead and get married. Like, I need to switch up the game. And for me, I feel you, Wallflower. I feel you, Penelope. It's about that time. So she's been really trying to step out of her comfort zone so she can go ahead and get married. Now, in this era, it was very important for the women to get married and to start their own families. So the women typically got married really young, sometimes to even older guys. That was kind of the time period this was in. Age was nothing but a number in these times. You wanted to make sure you got married to a good family so that you can have wealth and status. Like I said, this is London's elite society. So the family was very involved in who you married. So that's very different compared to today's society. So they were very chaperoned when it comes to dating and courtship, things like that. Now they have these things, it's like seasons. And each season, this is when the girls are now ready to try to find a suitor to marry. And during this time, the girls, they get dressed up in these nice fancy gowns. They bow before the queen, and the queen, her job is to pretty much pick the best girl, like who's the most poised, who's the diamond of the whole season. And normally this person receives the backing of the queen to be married off to like this really rich family. So the queen kind of has her main pick of who she likes and who she can kind of hook someone up with, so they become like this dynamic duo. Penelope is very heavily, I would say she's the main character of this particular season. Now another girl came into play, Francesca Bridgeton. And so pretty much the whole premise behind the Bridgetons is that there's a family of 8 kids, and the whole series is about them finding love. So we had Daphne. She fell in love the first season with my man the Duke. I know y'all remember the Duke. And so that was one daughter that got married off. The second season was about Anthony, and he fell in love with her name was Sharma, I believe. I forgot her. Kate Sharma. And this was a Indian woman, I think. So Bridgerton is very multicultural, and I love that. Like, all of the characters are from different races. I've seen Asian queens, kings, princesses, royals. I've seen black royals, white royals. So they're very multicultural, and I love that. Now that season 2, that was interesting too, because it was pretty much 2 sisters who were interested in the same guy. And the guy, he was supposed to be married to the younger sister, but instead he and the older sister connected. So it's juicy. Bridgerton gets real juicy, and I really enjoyed that season as well. And y'all, to keep us hooked in, they came out with a spinoff, Queen Charlotte. The queen that you see in the Bridgerton series, this was a spinoff of her story and how she was married to a king. He had some mental issues. She's stuck in there with them. I'm telling you that. Now that spinoff was, in my opinion, the spinoff of spinoff. I have never seen something so beautifully done than Queen Charlotte. And I'm telling you, like, one of the main draws I feel that people have with Bridgerton is the fact that it's aesthetically pleasing. They have beautiful gowns. They're in beautiful ballrooms. The language is beautiful. the intentionality of everything is there. So I think that's the draw to Bridgerton. And then what they do is they tie in modern day stuff and put it into like this 1800 era. Some of the songs that they play inside of like the different balls and stuff, you can actually identify the song if you're into like pop culture and what's kind of going on out there in mainstream music. A lot of their like orchestra music is actually pop songs. Another draw is that they lean heavily on the power of influence. And that is something that is so prevalent in today's society with social media influencers, people in government influencing. You got businesses that are trying to influence you. So the whole idea of influence is heavily embedded in Bridgerton too. So it's just interesting to see how there's different mediums, that influence can come from, even back in that day. Now, Penelope, she is doubling as Lady Whistledown. Now, Lady Whistledown is pretty much a incognito woman who's putting out gossip columns throughout the city or throughout the little town. So if you make it into Lady Whistledown, you really into whatever is going on in society. Like Lady Whistledown is giving y'all the tea, she giving y'all the gossip, she putting ideas into your mind. She is the modern day Jason Lee. So Penelope, she's actually Lady Whistledown, but nobody knows that except for her old best friend and then this lady at this dress shop. Other than that, nobody knows Penelope is Lady Whistledown. Now, Francesca Bridgeton is a daughter of this famous Bridgeton family. Now, Francesca, she's a quiet girl. She is just interested in music. She plays a piano. She's into arrangements. She does not like a lot of hype. She does not like a lot of noise. She is a token, quiet girl. Now, in season 3, she meets a potential suitor named John Sterling, and he is quiet too. I said, "What? Look at that! Two quiet people in Bridgerton." And yeah, so I'm interested to see what kind of develops from them two, especially the quiet dynamic. Now, me myself personally, I feel like it should be a quiet and outspoken, but this is a quiet duo. And as you watch the 4 episodes, you can see that they appreciate each other's quietness. Like she's looking for something quiet and reserved, and he's looking for something quiet and reserved. And it's interesting to see how they communicate because it's like they're both shy, but at the same time, they want each other to know that they're interested, right? So it's really cool to watch. So I'm interested to see what comes out of that. Now, Colin Bridgerton, him and Francesca are brother and sister, but Colin is now interested in Penelope. Now, Colin and Penelope, they go way back to the first season. They're best friends. Now, Colin kind of did Penelope dirty in season 2 because he was pretty much going with the crowd and talking down on Penelope. He didn't stand up for her, so he was a terrible friend in season 2. But in season 3, they are becoming Poland. That's their relationship name, Poland. So now they're becoming Poland in season 3. And I'm like, I like this, but at the same time, I'm like, I hope you don't like her now because, you know, you feel like you got to do her a favor or something. Because right now, I ain't going to hold you. Penelope, she's in the dumps, right? But Colin is helping her because she really wants to get married now. And now Colin, he's over here with some girls. I ain't going to hold you. Colin did glow up himself too because this Colin is not the same Colin in seasons 1 and 2. You could tell he been on his fitness. Girls done puffed him up. He think he everything. He think he's God's gift to the world. And Colin different in season 3 too. So now, they are now trying to squash their beef between each other because Penelope knows that Colin was talking down on her. And Colin's like, nah, it's not like that. You know how that be happening. And so Colin was like, in exchange for your forgiveness, let me help you find a man. Let me help you get a husband if that's what you really want, right? Tell me why Colin and Penelope, they start getting into these weird situations to where the tension between them is a little, something's there, but they trying to deny it. Penelope, she actually is interested in another guy named Lord Devlin. And I'm telling you, Lord Devlin, I was like, okay, because Penelope and him, they look good together. I feel like they understood each other's vibes. The only thing about Lord Devlin is that he would be gone from her for a long time. He was like this traveler or hunter or something like that. So there's going to be a long time before they see each other sometimes. And so, to be honest, Penelope really wasn't with that, but she was willing to do it just so she can be married. Back in those times, if you're not married by a certain point, or, if your life isn't a certain way, people start looking down on you. And that's the same in today's society, too. If you a certain age and you ain't got this and you ain't got that, society may start to look at you different. And so she was tired of all that. So she's like, nah, I'm going to glow up. I'm going to get me a husband and I'm going to just move on with my life. But Lord Devlin, that man, he was like, you've been looking at Colin a little bit too long. Like, you've been staring at him a little too hard. What's with y'all? And of course, other people were fighting for Lord Devlin's attention too. So he became interested in marrying her, but her love for Colin, it ended up outshining what he could provide. And Lord Devlin, he went and talked to the mama and everything, got her blessing, and it just didn't work out. Now back to Colin. Penelope and Colin, they start, having these weird exchanges, these weird vibes. And to be honest, Colin is lonely. He been traveling, he been all these places, he been with all these women, and he been lonely. And he really ready to settle down. There was a point in the show where he's talking to his friends and stuff, and he's like, ain't y'all tired of this? Colin really tired and he ready to settle down. So they're really lovers and friends situation, and something went down between the two of them. Now they about to get married. So we'll see what happens with that. And like I said, this is a great series. Now, if you feel some type of way with some steamy scenes, go ahead and fast forward some parts of this series. Ain't no shame. Go ahead and fast forward. You won't lose anything. The story picks right up. But it's definitely a good watch. I just want to throw that cautionary measure out for you. So I hope you check that out. This whole season is going to be about the mind versus heart. I don't know if Colin is going to find out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown. I don't know if he's going to be cool with it, because right now he beefing with Lady Whistledown. And it's like he has no idea that's his new girl. And how is he going to take it? Penelope in the trailer looked like she passed out. So I'm like, what was that about? So it's going to be good. So y'all tune in. Let me know what y'all think. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you're interested in seeding into the She's Too Quiet podcast, feel free to give me a cash app at the handle $She's Too Quiet. Don't forget to do two things: love God and love people. I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.